Hi and welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing a chatty makeup tutorial type video today. So as you can see here, my makeup is fully done. So stay tuned if you want to know how I got to this look. I'll talk about all of the different products I used, brushes, and this and that. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, now we're at barefaced me. Okay, to start off, I'm going to go with Supergoop Glow Screen Golden Hour is the shade. I am running pretty low on this, but this is what I usually like to do for primer. I have really been liking my skincare routine lately, and I want to do a video on all of the products that I use, but your base is only going to look as good as what you do beforehand. So go ahead and put on the Supergoop. After I went to Florida, I got pretty tan, and my skin tint shade doesn't quite match very well, so I'm gonna basically use this as my skin tint. I haven't done a full glam look in a little bit, so it'll be kind of fun to play with some makeup this morning. Now that is all rubbed in, and then I do have moisturizer on my lips. It's just the CeraVe balm. I just have a tube of it in my bathroom. So that is gonna sit on my lips while I do everything else. I'm gonna wash my hands now. Honestly, the order in which I do my makeup is kind of very discombobulated, but it'll work itself out in the end. So I'm gonna start with curling my eyelashes. I just use the Ulta Beauty eyelash curler. I really like this eyelash curler. At first it took a little bit to get used to like not having little loops for my fingers, but I love this eyelash curler. Of course, curl the base and then flip your curler up to really get more of that C shape. In middle school, I used to just go ham on the base, and my eyelashes literally used to look like an L from the side. So I'm not gonna lie, I take a couple minutes on my eyelashes just because I'm very particular about them, but the mascara that I use is the Essence Lash Princess, the waterproof version first, and then I do have just the regular Lash Princess non-waterproof version, and I use that as my like last coat, but I use the waterproof one so it holds my curl. And I find that I like this formula the best maybe like 2 weeks after opening it, so it gets a little bit drier and a little bit thicker. So I honestly take a couple minutes to do my eyelashes, so we'll come back for the next step. All right, so the waterproof mascara step is over. You can probably see I have it all over my eyelids, so I just use, of course it's a pink Q-tip, and I just remove the mascara off of my eyelids with it. I like to do my mascara first, or at least the start of my mascara first, because I get it all over my eyelids. So I don't like doing my base makeup and putting things on my eyelids if I am gonna kind of have to just take it off because I put mascara on. So it's kind of just nice to get that out of the way, especially because that low-key takes the longest for me. All right, so mascara is off my eyelids now, and I'm gonna do my eyebrows. I typically don't really do my eyebrows. I don't know, I think they stand out enough, and sometimes I just don't like the feeling of something tacky on my eyebrows, to be honest, but today I'm gonna use the NYX Brow Lift. It's basically just this this tacky glue-like texture. I think this is supposed to be like that got-to-be glued stuff, which I do have, and I don't know how I feel about it yet because I just don't really do my eyebrows that much in general, and so I think that kind of is playing a role. So maybe that's just a sign I need to do my eyebrows more often. And then I just have the e.l.f. Brow Lift applicator. So it has a spoolie on this side and then a little spatula on this side. And I'm just gonna kind of brush my eyebrows backwards to get the product on there and then start slicking them down. I got my eyebrows waxed. I got my eyebrows waxed on Monday. I was trying to think of what day it was. And so they're very nicely shaped at the moment. And then we'll just do the same thing on the other side. I've been on a really big Reddit or Smosh reading Reddit stories kick. So that's what I've been listening to in between some steps. Wow, maybe I'll go back to using this product. Maybe this product will inspire me to do my eyebrows every day. So the front part of my brows, I'm lifting up, and then once I get towards the middle, I'm starting to brush them outwards, and then obviously swooshing the corners down a little bit. Some days I do more makeup than others. This is definitely like more of a full glam look for me. I basically did this makeup a couple weeks ago when I went to a jazz night with all of my friends, which was super fun. It was a Frank Sinatra tribute night, and it was super cool. So I'm not gonna put any of this on just because I think it's the wrong shade for me right now. Oh no, the sun is coming in. It's probably gonna mess with my lighting. Oh well. Okay, excuse me one bit while I figure this out. Does that make, ooh. Is that okay? Well, we might have to just deal with some of the lighting changes. It was super foggy, and I should have gotten out of bed earlier so this would work better. But yes, this is what I usually use. But since I went to Florida and I got pretty tan, it doesn't match me anymore. But like I said, we're just going to kind of use that Super Goop as my skin tint. So for a bronzer, I use the Sun and Done Smooth Gliding Bronzer Stick from Morphe 2. Okay, this is what I use for my cream bronzer. And so I just do 2 dots over here. I do 1 on each of my temples, and then I put 2 dots. And I'm kind of put, ooh, that placement is so much different than this one. Oh my gosh. I'll just do that. So I usually put them right at my, right underneath my cheekbones. And then I use a brush to blend this out. The Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and it says the number 200. So this is what I use, and I will literally just kind of, it's like a pat and drag kind of motion. On my foreheads, I kind of just don't really care. I just go a little harsher that way. And then I'm gonna start bringing it down my cheekbones. And then I just really make sure that it's blended into my hairline. This might be a fail on this video just with my window placement and the sun coming through, but we'll persevere, I guess. That's so disappointing. Is that better? I can't tell. Darn. Okay. And then I will go in with a liquid blush. This is the Morphe Hot Shot Blush in the shade Fireball. So I saw online that this was around the Victoria's Secret fashion show, that the way that they get that natural flushed blush look is that they just use a pure red. So this is probably honestly too much for this shade, but I really, really wanted to try out a red shade just to see how it would look on me. And then I use this Real Techniques highlight brush, actually. It's number 413. Yeah, it says 413. I really like how dense it is. And so this is what I use for my blush. I'll just dab into the product on the back of my hand and then start placing it on my cheekbones. I am also a blushaholic. I really like blush. And so I'm not afraid of having a lot of color on my face. I will just blend this all on my cheeks, and then I kind of bring it into the side of my face where I have that bronzer blended in. So kind of go into my temples a little bit. So it's all gone from the back of my hand. And then I also like to put blush on my nose to kind of give that sunburnt, air quotes, that sunburnt look. And then I take whatever remaining and I put it on the 2 points of my forehead where I previously put the cream bronzer, just to really give more of that enhanced, you know, sun-kissed look. Okay, and then now we're going to do concealer. I have the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Longwear Concealer. So I have the Fenty concealer in the shade We're Even, which is 225N. I actually don't put the applicator right onto my face. I put it on the back of my hand just to kind of warm up the product, and it just gives me a little bit more control on how much I'm putting on my face. And to blend it, I use a Morphe concealer brush, the M132 brush. I will literally just kind of dab a little bit of the product off the back of my hand, and I will go directly under my eyes. And I will just do a nice patting motion, and then I kind of do it in this triangle shape underneath my eye. So I'll blend it right down the side of my nose, and then I'll kind of go up towards my temples. I really like doing it this way because it doesn't overload the product under my eyes, and it gives a little bit more control on the placement. So I'll put it directly under my eyes, and then I'll kind of go down my nose and go up in that triangle shape. Man, this lighting is really, oh, maybe I'll just, darn it, the sleeve of my sweater. You can already see that there's a pretty good difference underneath my eyelids. Underneath my eyes already. It kind of looks a little crazy just because this concealer shade is pretty bright for my skin tone. So that's why I like putting it on my hands, just to give a lot more of that control. And then I'm just gonna go back and put a little bit more underneath my eyes. And then I'll kind of bring it onto my eyelids just a little bit, and then blend it out a little bit into my temples and on the sides of my nose. And then whatever remaining on my brush, I like to just put a bit of it on my chin, and then a little on my forehead right above the center of my eyebrows. Okay, so it looks a little bit crazy now. And then to further blend it, I like to take a sponge. I take the Real Techniques sponge, and I just further press the product into my face. And I think that lessens the intensity, honestly, because the sponge kind of takes some of the product off. Like, I don't know if you can already tell a difference, but this side is a lot more seamless. It's a lot less harsh than this side using the sponge. Down the sides of my nose. And then I know I didn't really have a skin tint and whatnot, but I'll just, whatever concealer it took off, maybe sharpen the lines where my bronzer was. Next step, I like to set underneath my eyes. So I use this Real Techniques little mini puff. It's a little dirty, as you can tell, but it has a little slip for your finger. So this is what I like to use. I like to use the Real Techniques mini puff. I got this from an Ipsy Glam bag, and it is a bright pink setting powder. So I really like to use this to set underneath my eyes. Ooh, I got some powder on my mirror. Just use my finger and I will pat some of the powder off. And I saw this in a different video, but once you get some powder onto your puff, you should tap it onto your skin. You should tap it onto your skin so the application of the powder is a lot more smooth. I don't know if the camera is really picking up the difference, but I will just go ahead and set underneath my eyes with this. So I'll just do a light tapping motion I'll look up and then I will bring this powder all around my nose, underneath my eyes, and then I will bring it up towards my temples. I'll do that. I don't know who I heard this tip from, but it was definitely on my TikTok, which kind of makes sense because your algorithm fits you. Once I get all the powder blended underneath my eyes, I'll just dab whatever remainder on my chin and a little bit on my forehead. Once I set my concealer and I have my cream products on, I will go in with a setting spray. So right now I have the Continuous Setting Mist from Morphe. I really like this setting spray just because I have really grown to like the brand Morphe, but it's hard because there's no shaker, and so it's hard to tell how much product you have left. I'll go ahead and spray a layer of this on my face and let the cream products and my concealer with the setting powder set. So while my face is wet and doing what it needs to do to set the products, this is when I will go in with the regular Essence Lash Princess. So you can see I have these products on the back of my hand. I think I'm actually gonna go wash my hands first and then I'll come back and do my mascara. But I'm gonna go ahead and do a second quick coat of the, well, it's not second, third coat of mascara with the Essence Lash Princess. And I don't, when I put this on, I don't sweep it all the way through the base to the tips of my lashes. I kind of use this on the halfway point to the tips just to make them look more defined and a little bit thicker, because with the waterproof, it held the curl, and so I just use this more as definition on my eyelashes. Again, I just focused this mascara on the mids to the ends of my lashes just to give a little bit more definition. And now I'm going to do some eyeliner. Usually I switch back and forth. Sometimes I will use just a regular pencil eyeliner to do a little bit of a winged look, or I will actually use liquid eyeliner. It was a little bit of a learning curve on using liquid eyeliner, but the best way to get good at a skill is to literally just keep going. And my thing is, I always buy a cheap version of the product to learn the skill, and then once I actually get good at it, I'll invest in a different product. So right now, let me get all this stuff out of my hands. I am gonna go with liquid eyeliner today, just because I want more of that full glam look. So I actually use just the Ulta Beauty brand liquid eyeliner. It is the micro felt tip liner from the Ulta collection. So I literally just bought this because it was inexpensive and a good tool to use to be able to practice this skill. And I'm not gonna lie, I watched a video on TikTok to to help me learn just how I should do liquid eyeliner. And so basically, look at a downward angle with your eyeliner, and then you're gonna look at where your bottom waterline goes, and you're just gonna follow that curve. So if I hold this eyeliner tip like this, this is the way that my wing should go. I'm not 100% great at it. I still need to practice this, but that was probably the best tip to start. So this is what the felt tip liner looks like. And so again, I'll just look at this angle. I'll like put my pinky down just to get some stability, and I will follow the corner of my eye. And I'll just put a line there, and I will take that line and I will draw a little angle down to connect it to my lash line, and then I will fill in the corners. So I just did it on the other side to match. Well, maybe match isn't the best word to use, but visually they look okay, so I'm gonna go with that. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, but I will take a pencil liner and I will tight line my eyes. And that is it for my specific eye makeup. I do put some more powder like on my eyelid, but that is like the bronzer blush. We did all the cream products for my face, and then I did concealer and setting powder, and so now we're just gonna go over everything again with more powders. I will start off with a translucent powder. Again, this was just a cheap powder that I bought to get used to doing this makeup, and I hit pan on it. Oh my gosh, can I open this? And I hit pan on it, so it's doing what it needs to do. I see it. Okay, so the brush that I use for powder, it is the MV115 brush. I'm guessing V stands for vegan. And so I will just use this. It's a pressed translucent powder. I'll tap it, and then I will just set again underneath my eyes. So this will kind of help blur out how harsh the powder puff applied that setting powder. And then next I will go in with powder bronzer, and this is a classic. I use the the Benefit Hoola bronzer. My mom got me this for Christmas, and so I will use this, and I use the MV106 brush from Morphe. So it's a smaller, it's basically a smaller version of this big powder brush that I used. So I like that it's smaller because it's more precise. So I will just dip, tap off, and then I will apply it right here. So I will literally just apply it where I had that cream bronzer. And I like to, again, put it into my hairline to blend it out. I like blush a lot more than bronzer, but since I got this, it's been really fun to use it actually. So that is my powder bronzer. And then for my powder blush, I also use the Benefit. It is the Benefit Shelly shade, and it's mini. I just recently hit pan on it. That is crazy. And I use the Morphe V108 brush. So it's a little bit denser, and it has a little bit more of a flat top. So again, I will just tap into this, and then I will focus it where I had my liquid blush. And I will kind of put it more in the center of my forehead to get more of that sun-kissed look. And then I will put a bit of it right on the top of my nose, just because I've learned that I really like that look. Okay, and then for highlight, I have, this is also one that I got from my Ipsy Glam bag. So again, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this bag, but it is the Satin Sand highlighter, and it's such a gorgeous shade. And the brush that I use is the MV111 brush. So I'll just put it on the tip of my nose. I don't know if you can see. Oh, it is so pretty. And then I will just blend it kind of up my nose bridge a little bit. And then I will just kind of lightly go over the top of my cheekbones. Now we are gonna go back to the powder, bronzer, and blush. And I will just dab this, and then I will kind of just sweep over my eyelids a little bit with this to add some color to my eyelids because I didn't put anything on there. So I will just do that. Same thing with the blush. I will just do a little dab and a little sweep on top of my eyelids. Like so. I'm just gonna kind of clean up my space a little bit. And now I'm gonna go in with the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, and I'm just gonna go ahead and shake it and then spray it. It is, on the bottle, it literally says, shockingly fine mist, major makeup grip. Can I speak? And it really is a very fine mist. When I spray it, I literally cannot tell if it's getting onto my skin, but you'll know. All right, now we are letting the setting spray do what it needs to do. And I'm gonna go in with my favorite lip product. It is the 513 Booked and Busy color. It is literally my favorite color. I nailed it on the first try of picking out a Kylie lip kit, and this is my favorite. I honestly should buy like multiples of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on my lips, and I actually don't overline my lips at all because I really like the shape of my lips, and it's not something I've practiced, so I don't really know how it looks on me. Oh my gosh, that sun spot is back. Maybe, whatever. We're almost done. Make sure you go up into the corner. So this is what it looks like with the lip liner, and then we'll go ahead and put the liquid lipstick on. Here is the finished result with my lipstick on. I absolutely love this makeup look. It's definitely just been all of my go-to products right now. I haven't really expanded into getting a widespread collection. Like I have one cream bronzer, one powder bronzer, one cream blush, that kind of thing right now. So I'm excited to really hone down on a routine in order to buy more products. Oh, let me take this headband off. So this is the finished makeup look. Thank you so much for watching this video. I had a lot of fun, minus the technical issues when it came to the sun, but I hope you'd enjoyed this chit chat get ready with me, especially with my makeup routine. And yeah, it's been super fun just picking my camera back up. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.